One of the biggest myths that I've ever seen is telling people that they have to hit the ball hard enough to get it to the hole. Well, if I hit the ball too hard and I miss the hole, now I have 3.5 to 4 feet coming back. If I hit the hole or run it too far past, the ball can roll over the hole. Only if I hit the ball in the very center is it going to drop. Trying to accelerate and get the ball 18 to 24 inches past the cup is some of the worst advice any coach can give you. For every inch past the hole you hit your putt, it shrinks the hole. The faster it's moving, the more exponentially smaller that hole gets. You have to hit it right in the center of the cup. If we hit a ball that's more than 12 inches past the hole and it hits the edge, the ball is going to lip out. If I hit a ball that's 6 inches past the hole and the putt has any break to it, the ball's gonna hit the low edge and it's gonna drop. On lag putting, it's okay to leave a ball 1 foot short. It's an easy tap in. If I'm on a 30-foot putt and I hit one 8 feet past the hole, what are the odds that I'm going to 3-putt? Greater than 50%. 3-putt avoidance is the biggest key to lowering your golf scores. Tired of 3-putts and lip outs? Telling you you're probably stroking the ball just fine, but you have no idea how to control your speed. If this sounds like you, make sure to stick around to the end of this video so you can figure out the easy tricks I've used to help eliminate my 3-putts forever. All you're gonna need to practice this is some golf balls, some golf tees, and either a coin or a ghost hole. When setting up your small baseline stroke, you're gonna start with 3 tees. You're gonna first mark the location of where the putter face is gonna start. That's usually always gonna be right at the back side of the ball. Now, the standard putter grip on most putters out there is 10 inches long. That Super Strokes grip. If you're using Golf Pride, it might be slightly different. For me, on a counterbalance grip, I've measured what 10 inches is, and it's right to the end of the R on the Super Stroke logo. Use a tape measure, figure out what yours is. So I'm gonna next put a tee to mark the backstroke face location, and I'm going to use a tee to mark the follow-through face location. Once you have your small baseline set up, we have to practice making strokes where the face travels from the center of the stroke to the backstroke and to the follow-through. Now, I want this to move like the pendulum on a grandfather clock. Keep in mind there's always a force applied. We do not want this to look really slow and mashed in the follow-through with an over-acceleration. When that happens, it doesn't matter what our stroke length is, we're gonna hit the ball at different speed every single time. Well, now we're hitting putts, we're not rolling putts. That makes it extremely hard to control your distance when you're putting. It usually creates lip outs, really long comebackers, and it usually leads to 3-putts. So we start by just making smooth strokes, trying to swing the putter back from tee to tee, and then smoothing it out. It doesn't have to feel forced. I want it to feel very rhythmical. This builds your tempo. You can use a metronome. Mine personally is around 88 beats per minute. Yours might be 75, yours might be 95. It doesn't matter as long as you can repeat it. If this is already starting to make sense to you, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more content every week. Once I have my rhythm established, I like to roll 5 putts. While rolling 5 putts, I am just focusing on the length of the stroke and trying to keep the tempo the same. Once I hit 5 putts, we're going to pace off how far these golf balls rolled. That's my baseline. These balls rolled just under 15 feet. This green rolls an 11.5 on a stent meter. If I was to go play somewhere else with slower greens, they probably only roll out 10 feet. 12 feet. It's going to vary day to day. Stick around to the end of this video and I'm going to show you how to do this in 5 minutes to test your speed before a round and help you eliminate 3-putts when you play golf. Once you have a small baseline, now we need a big baseline. This is more for controlling your speed when you're lag putting. Lag putting is one of the most underrated skills any golfer can develop. A small baseline is 1 grip back and 1 grip forward. A big baseline is 2 grips back and 2 grips forward. We take our same measurement on the follow-through side, put 1 grip forward, put 1 grip back. Combining, now we have 20 inches back and 20 inches forward. Now I can practice making strokes in the same tempo, all the way back, all the way forward, always measuring where the face travels, not the back of the putter. The biggest importance when it comes to learning how to build a bigger baseline is whatever rhythm and tempo that you had with your small baseline, you're keeping that. So I'm still at 85 beats per minute as I make this stroke longer. I'm not trying to keep this slow and then mash it. I'm not trying to go really long and then decelerate at it. So we do the same thing that we did with our small baseline. We just do it in a big baseline. We're gonna roll 5 putts and try to maintain our tempo so that the ball can roll the length of the green. I'm not trying to put in any hit. I'm just moving the putter from tee to tee. There's no added acceleration. The putter is now moving like a pendulum on a clock. My big baseline on this green rolls 33 feet. I know I have a putt now that goes 14 feet and I have one that goes 33. These will never be perfectly linear for every player. That's okay. If you comment hack below, I'm gonna send you the link and a coupon code to the new hack motion that you can use to master your putting and help you find your tempo. Stroke stacking is the concept that we do when we're building in between strokes between your baselines. You can set up your small and your big baselines at a practice station, use additional tees to make these segments smaller. A good rounding place to start is break the big baseline into thirds. You place 2 tees in the middle. That creates a small baseline +1, +2, and then you're at a third. You would do the same thing to your follow through, breaking that into thirds. Better players sometimes like more segments. I personally like quarters. This is where we're gonna use our ghost hole. I now have that hole at 22 feet, give or take. So what we're trying to learn with stroke stacking is maintaining the tempo and the rhythm is which marker do we need to make that ball roll 22 feet? A good place to start is how far does a small baseline and half a big baseline. So for 22 feet on this speed of green, which is rolling a little bit fast today, we're gonna make this right about here, would be for me 24. We're gonna try to go right in between them now, just to help us control the length of the stroke. That putt actually rolled about 1.5 feet past it. Make sure that the tempo stays correct. The length of the stroke is good. That was a better tempo. That's perfect. That ball died right at the holes, about 6 inches past. That's gonna go right through the middle of it. A little bit long. Again, I like to do this just like everything else with 5 putts and then find the center of the pattern, just like we would do with any other golf discipline. Stroke length and tempo felt really good. Ball in line. That one felt like I got a little bit slow with the tempo in the downstroke, but as you can see, I hit a couple of those putts really hard. I hit a couple of those putts really, really good. And on average, that ball's rolling 23 to 23.5 feet for the day. I now can figure out almost any single putting length I want. But once you have your small and your big baselines, you can test 1/3, halves, 2/3. You could break this into bigger chunks if you wanted. You could break it into smaller chunks if you wanted. Now my pre-putting routine before a round is very simple. So I set myself up, I try to find a spot on the practice green that's big and flat. If it's big but it's not very flat at some golf courses, test this putting one direction up the hill slightly, try to find the softest slopes possible, and then try it again the opposite direction and average the two out. Once you know what those are, now you can take them to the golf course and you can factor in the slope and adjust the stroke accordingly. I roll 3 balls from my small baseline, control the stroke length, and roll 3 balls. First putt was a little bit fast with my tempo. Very easy, nice and smooth. Ball rolling out of the center of the face, and then we pace it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That ball rolled 16 feet. We then do this with the big baseline. Knowing your small and your big baselines out on the golf course allow you to calculate how long of a stroke you need to make depending on the situation. Big baseline now. This ball should roll all the way down to the end, which from here is about 33 to 34 feet. Based off of my steps earlier, that ball's rolling 33 to 34 feet, so there's my spots. I'm done. That took me just a couple minutes to figure out what my speed is for the day so that now I can have easy tap-ins and I can make educated calculations and adjustments on the golf course. So how do we apply this on the golf course? Well, here I have a putt on the golf course. I'm gonna pace it off and try to find out, is it uphill or downhill? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's uphill slightly, a little bit left to right. 5, 6, 7. This putt is just beyond 21 feet. Based off the calculation we did, that ball's rolling 23.5 when I go just shy of my small baseline +1. But it's uphill. Well, that means the putt's gonna be slower. So when I calculate this, if it's a little uphill, I can be like, oh, cool, I can try to hit this 24 feet. And it should be fine. At worst, it should come out slightly long, but not bad. If this was downhill at 22 feet, I'd probably have to play this more like a small baseline or a small baseline +1/4. That putt didn't break as much, but that is perfect speed. So just trying to make that same stroke that I just practiced on a putt that's slightly shorter, but up the hill, the speed ended up perfect. I missed my line, but I have an easy tap-in putt from 1 foot away. 3-putt avoidance helps you avoid bogeys and doubles with a lot less effort, and those two things are gonna help you reduce your handicap and lower your scores more. Expectations are crucial. No more than 2 putts on every green. Your putting's gonna improve a lot. The golf ball's gonna hit the hole occasionally and it's gonna go in. Master those things, your scores are gonna drop. If you've liked, commented, and subscribed already, make sure to check out my Patreon, www.patreon.com/thegolftycoon, for members-only content as well as personal coaching options to help you improve your golf game, regardless of what it is.